They won't do anything to save the lives of our children at all. Cowards, pressure them, force them to respond to the question, why the hell won't you do anything to save America's children? And let them explain that all the way up until election day on 2024. Let them explain it all the way up to election day on 2024.
No, yeah, I know what you're thinking. That's not actually Cenk Uygur. That is Jamaal Bowman losing it over the cowardice of congressional Republicans. They're not even, he's calling them cowards. And look, I do think that there is an element of fear, but what Jamaal Bowman is so rightly and forcefully pointing out, I would say is just apathy. It's they don't care at all. And they no longer feel like they have to put any of their energy into performative pretending to care, even if just briefly, even if just on social media, even if just when it comes to thoughts and prayers. Any number of different Republicans, including their literal king in the House with Kevin McCarthy, just isn't answering questions, doesn't care. They are not going to do anything because they don't feel like they have to. And that at the end of the day, regrettably, is on us. Not necessarily individually us or you in the audience, but collectively the us that is unable to break through and force them to do what they're not gonna do without the pressure that Jamaal Bowman is pushing for. So we're gonna get in a sec to a little back and forth between Bowman and Representative Thomas Massie. But Benny, what do you think about what you just saw?
Yeah, I mean, like Jamaal Bowman is like so angry here for a reason why I think most morally decent people are angry, because the truth of the matter is the way Republicans like interact with the reality of mass shootings in the United States, like Republicans basically treat mass shootings as a slot machine that always wins for them, right? Because whenever there's a mass shooting, they pretend like all the Democrats are gonna respond by taking all of your guns, they're gonna take all of your guns, and then it's a boon for gun manufacturers because all these people are buying guns in a panic. And then every once in a while, right, somebody from a marginalized community is rarely the person that's committing a mass shooting, and then they're like, oh, double winner. Now we get to use this as an excuse to go after an entire community of people because of what one person has done, instead of looking at the common denominator behind all of these things, which I know this is wild. Like maybe, hear me out, John, this is gonna be shocking. Maybe we could actually do something about the fact that it's so easy to get these firearms. I know, maybe that might have some like relationship to the mass shootings that are happening in the United States. I know it's hard to believe, but
maybe. I don't think it's worth looking into though, honestly. Yeah, as I was saying yesterday, like whether it's the sort of generalized diversion of it's mental illness, or specifically in this case, weaponized virulent transphobia. What's always amazing about that, and it could potentially change in this one case, we've seen some indications, is they'll be like, it's not the guns, it's that you have all over America at all times, we just have to accept this, violently dangerous, insane people who should be able to get an AR-15 at any time they want. It's always such a weird argument to make. I mean, they only verbally make the first half of that. But since they don't want to ban people from getting these guns, that is effectively what they want. They believe that Americans are uniquely broken, uniquely violent, uniquely deranged, and should be able to access the deadliest weapons of war at the drop of a hat. That is a really weird position to take. But that is their actual position.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.